it has a little bit more weight to it.
Supposedly. Also,
Okay,
this is not just a simple prison shanking. This was an
Can I just
attempted
say-
assassination.
Yeah.
Can I just say, out of character, and just as an aside, I am so stoked that I am the antagonist of an entire religion.
Just love being the center of attention, laying there dying on the table.
You blame him.
I have a whole religion whose sole purpose is to cut me down.
They're pretty fucking devout too, man.
Hey man, maybe they're the right ones.
I don't suppose I can go ahead and roll another fortitude and see if I wake up during all this conversation.
I would love it if you did.
Yeah, get that nat 1 out of the
Sure.
way early.
Let's go ahead. I'll give you a 10% chance, meaning you've got to roll a natural 19 or 20 on the die.
Please do.
Do it. Do it, fucker.
No.
Not even close.
You rolled a 9.
No,
Got
it's
a plus 13.
It's the plus 13.
Yeah.
I got excited. I was like, oh, does he only have like a +1 or +2? No.
Nope, so close. That's okay.
No, a +1 or 2 on a fort roll? Come on, man.
No, as that would be nuts. Goodness. All
Well,
right.
Like, Will, what's your fort save, Will?
It's better than you would think it would be.
Is it like +6, +7?
No. Let me look. I can tell you.
You see the back of your eyelid. Shut up. Stop talking.
My fort is 10.
Oh, okay. That's beefier than I would have expected.
it's really not that bad. It helps that I'm level 12. Generally speaking.
Going back to it,
Yeah.
is Sunn back at his
Yeah,
shop?
Sun's returned, and he's
So-
he's just kind of waiting it out, and mixing a few things, getting ready for preparation. You can encourage him to go on because he wanted to utilize some divine stuff, but Sunn is capable as an alchemist. He, for his level, should be able to utilize some drastic measure.
I had a 28 in alchemy, I think.
That may cause some lasting damage to Jakob, but would be able to help him, theoretically.
I actually wanted to talk to him about severing the arm that I had.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive you already talked to him about this.
You didn't. He
And
was like,
he was like,
that's a bad idea,
That's
dude.
that's a thing. That's something you can do, but not right now.
All right. If he can cure Jakob right now, then I would have him do that right now.
We did hear the point where he was like, it could permanently damage him. Do we need
is he-
Jakob to come back with a few
So from
less
what
frozen?
happened, is he okay right now?
Is Jakob okay?
Is it he just?
Are you asking
Yes.
me, as in the GM, or the
I'm
or
asking
Sunn?
you as a GM because I didn't see the last part, so I don't know if he helped
If
him
he's stable or not.
and like he stabilized them, and if we're just waiting for him to recover, or is it a thing that he could go either way?
It could go either way.
Okay, so then I would opt in that if I knew we could save him, then we would take that option. So that
Let's
being
open
said,
up.
I
We'll
would approach-
we'll open up the narrative here.
Yeah. Finishing up my prayer, I'll look up and walk over to Sunn.
He seems to be buried down in a book right now. His attention is drawn elsewhere from you.
I'll tap him on the shoulder.
Yes. What can I? Yeah, Ulhime. What do you need?
What effects would this have on him if you could save him now?
You mean right this instance without full preparation? I mean, I have some things that I could put into action, but they may cause some permanent effects, some very hostile, very, very, very hostile fluids, if you will.
would it kill him?
It depends on his will to live.
If you can save him now, we should take that chance. I don't want to risk having him pass from us while we try resting.
Are you intending to take care and treat these wounds further?
I can't do anything in this state right now. But if you need assistance with that, I'll do what I can.
Well, you know, and hopefully you understand and recognize my situation. I'm stepping away from traveling. I can't adventure anymore.
I know.
You should probably get the okay from everyone else in the group. And if you can wake him, I would recommend you doing so. I can get you some smelling salts to help, but he's got to be aware of what could happen here.
I've looked after Jakob all my life. Well, the entire time I've met him, I've looked after him. I'll make the call. If we can save him, let's do it. Give me these smelling salts to help him wake, if that's what we need.
Yeah. I would still feel better if you would, if I could particularly hear from him. Listen, this could kill him. I think you need to understand that this could very well end his life. From what could be a very long life, could be a very short life. Thank you so much, Throck Place, for that sub. I appreciate that.
I understand. But he wouldn't want to be stuck like this.
All right, I need to go in and I need to see the damage. I need to see exactly what's happened. We need to flush the wound to discover exactly what's happening here. This procedure is likely going to take away something fairly vital, and he may have to live a very particular lifestyle following this. And if you feel safe going that route, I can do that, but I would feel much safer knowing that there was a talented cleric backing our abilities here.
All I have right now are these potions. Nothing more. And I do not trust that man over there to do any good. Not for Jakob.
Okay. Well, he kind of like takes a moment and he looks around and then he snaps. You see, like he visibly pulls his hand up and he snaps. I think I might have something that may diminish the oncoming damage, but we're really gonna take a chance here. It's simply just a roll of the dice, and we have no idea what's gonna happen here. So if you're prepared to roll the bones on your friend's life, then I'll make it work.
I have faith in Jakob.
Well, pick your friend here, whichever one is going to administer. It's basically going to be a plunger system. I'm going to need them to press down on this. You know, I'll explain it when we get there, but essentially it's going to be a valve that needs to be plunged downward to propel the fluid into his body. These potions, I know what they are, you know what they are, but medically speaking, it's very different, right? Like, we both know that this is something that can begin mending damaged flesh, bringing vitality back to the wound, and in this case, if there is existing, if there's any existing scarring, Jakob, I'm guessing, hasn't exactly had an easy life. I'm assuming he's been stabbed more than a few times.
True, but not like this.
Okay, all right. So we're going to utilize this this plunger system. It's something that I've recently come up with, and you or someone else that you trust is going to have to administer this very slowly as I work.
Klaus, do you think you can give us a hand?
Anything you need, yes.
Thank you.
So he begins gathering a few things, some basic funnels. It looks like he finds some vials that have a cork bottom and a cork top as well, so it's sort of like a Chinese finger trap in a glass center. He will take out the cork and a few of them and place what looks to be some kind of valve that leads to a rubber hose. And there are syringes, multiple syringes bleeding out the ends. And he moves over, begins pulling up the rest of whatever clothes still lay over Jakob's torso, and he glances back to each of you. I've never done this before. I don't know if this is going to work. This may kill him. He may not be able to walk again. I don't know what's going to happen, but I have a theory. If you're prepared to run this test, to run this gamut, we can try.
Ulhime will give Sunn a nod.
Sunn looks over to you, Klaus. You see that he's kind of got this like look of, hey, is this okay? Are you prepared to have any of this on your shoulders if this backfires?
It's the best chance we have right now.
All right. Okay. All right. He's going to back away, gathering some of his fluids, his tinctures, unguents, things that he may need. He treats the belly of Jakob just to the side, and you see that he's got some kind of like a baster that he uses to clean the wound. Every time he bastes the wound, you see this bit of this black tar-like substance pouring out of the side. And the moment that he kind of begins inserting the syringe, putting pressure on the abdomen, it starts causing this bubbling, almost a fluid like gargle out of the side of his body. And it's literally pushing heaping amounts of this tar out of the side wound of Jakob. It's, imagine like a water bag or a whoopee cushion filled.
Yeah. And
it's just secreting this black tar. And all you hear is Sunn saying, that's not good, that's not good, that's just not good. He grabs a few more of these valves, and he places a few in the chest, and you notice that he begins dumping excess potions. How many potions did Jakob have? How many, like, cure criticals did he have?
He currently has 6.
He's going to take all 6 of them.
I'll give him the 3 that I've been holding on to.
Okay. He'll take those. Not sure if I'm going to need them, but we're going to run it. And he starts emptying each of them into their own, like, vial bag with a cork topper. It's probably like a vial about this big, and as you pour it in, you can see it start to feed down the rubber line. And the cork topper is probably about 5 or 6 inches long, and it's meant to kind of push through the glass vial as like a plunger, so that it can plummet downward and send it through into the syringe bottom. And you can see that it's created some kind of like elaborate spider leg system that sends this almost like a drug intravenously, but it's placed in very precarious points on Jakob's body, most of which seems to be into the lower abdomen. You note that he stems off 2 of them and draws them over to the side. So what I'm going to do at this point is that I'm essentially going to flush the body. I'm going to have... Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, from the way you're describing it, we have this insertion point for the weapon in his side. And he's running these syringes at certain points of the insertion point to try and flood and flush it out.
Yep.
Just using potions.
Just using potions, and it's a method to decrease damage, trying to flush what's left, because you've already seen that when you've reached in and you've pulled out little bits of metal that haven't quite decayed yet, that the longer you hold on to it and it stays covered in your blood, it starts to decay and become liquid like matter. It becomes viscous.
Like sludge.
Yes. So his goal is just that.
I can get behind this idea.
Not sure if Klaus or Ulhime understands, but he's essentially going to tell you, Ulhime, that he needs you to clamp on to the upper side of the wound. So you're essentially going to take your 3 or 4 fingers of your fair hand, pulling up on the wound, sort of like you're opening a box, and he's going to use the equivalent of like a forceps or a clamp to reach in and try to pluck whatever sliver of blade is left. Klaus, he needs you, when he says go, to begin plunging each of these vials down, and it's going to start driving, forcing this back out. It's like a fluid reverse.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll start doing that.
Okay. All right. So the moment that you kind of grab onto it, he grabs his forceps, his clamps, and they're exceptionally long, and they're wrought iron. Remember, at this time, they didn't exactly have surgical steel just free-floating everywhere. So this is going to come down to a series of rolls. Ulhime, it's going to require... Go ahead.
I still have the heal check macro for Sunn if you want.
No, this is primarily going to relay on Klaus and Ulhime's rolls. Ulhime, I'm going to need you to steady yourself as much as you possibly can. So in this case, you're holding an open wound with your friend's life in your hand. I need you to maintain fortitude checks. To remain stoic in the stead while your friend could potentially die. If you fuck up at one point, it may result in Sniper having to reroll a new character. Or keeping the same character and his character losing access to a limb. Losing use of an organ. Something like that. So, Ulhime, give me a fortitude save. Klaus, when he gives you the go, it's all about timing for you. So, we're going to keep it as a reflex base. It's not going to be exceptionally hard. Your job is very easy. You just have to maintain that you can consistently break a 10 on your reflex saves. So, Ulhime, primarily for you, as you flinch open the wound, and you hold the body, supporting most of the side weight, your fortitude is a 22. No, that's not yours. That's Jacob's. Ulhime, give me a fortitude save. Also a 22. Very good. Klaus, give me a reflex. And what was Sunn's, at this point, what was his base save for heal?
I just 23.
Okay, it's a plus 23. All right, I needed to know his skill level.
That's the only reason why I rolled it, is just so I could see.
Assuming that he has the appropriate tools, he's in a shop, I'm going to give him a bonus, so he's going to set it a flat 25. He's not going to fuck up. It's going to come down to you guys fucking up. And I just want a grand total of 3 saves. So, Ulhime, lead us again with another fortitude. Good. Klaus, reflex. All right. Ulhime, last one. Really, really exceptional. And Klaus breaks 16. That's a 15.
Inspiration.
That's a 15. Do you become desperate?
Yep.
You utilize desperation? Okay, go for it. Roll a d6.
He doesn't need use of his legs. It's not that important.
Good enough. Maybe.
That's an even or an odd, sir.
I'm desperate again.
You only get one, unfortunately.
Still desperate, though.
Let's.
Don't we have rerolls?
No rerolls yet.
Oh.
Go ahead and give me even or odd in your favor.
Jacob's pretty fucking odd, so let's go with odd.
Okay. It's even.
God damn it.
All right. So essentially what I've done here is, based off of your guys' rolls, I've granted you a percentage of success. For every failure, I decrease your capability on success. Now, Jacob, you have a 70% success rate. There's a 30% chance of failure. If you fail, I'll roll off on a chart to determine some of the severities of what's just happened in this procedure, with a possibility of death. So, give me a 30% range that you do not want.
Oh boy.
No pressure.
No pressure, no pressure. Just, keep in mind you might die.
Or lose your legs, either or.
All right. Well, seeing as the last time I went ahead and just went balls in with percentages, what do you guys think? Should I go high, middle, or low?
Oh, this is all.
That's all you. I'm not even.
I like how they're like, fuck you!
This is your own grave to
Yeah,
Not even a pause. He's just like,
Those goes.
no, fuck that. You're on your own. 30% that I do not want.
Correct.
You've been rolling pretty hot tonight. I'll say that 1 to 30.
Oh boy.
1 to 30. This is what you don't want. Okay?
Don't want.
All right, here we go. 10.
Dear Christ.
How do you make his rolls low?
Well, somebody's about to go ahead and win a big one for their faith.
Oh, man.
If you fucking justify this guy's actions, I will bring you back from the dead myself and kill you again.
Whoa. I don't want to justify them. I'm just saying he accomplished.
What up, Mitchie? What's going on, man? Oh, fuck.
That's on my reroll.
All right.
Okay, please say it's going to be something like he loses a testicle. He doesn't
Dick
use
falls
those
off.
really.
Oh, there's too much potion.
Don't
Someone makes
say
the
that.
exploding potion.
Christie's
Allergic to potions.
gifting 1 tier 1 sub to the community. That's Tootinson. And another one going to Mitchie.
Oh shit, Mitchie's here?
Yeah.
Hey!
He says, wow, rip. It's unfortunate, right? Circumstances,
Oh
scenarios.
shit, I see him.
Oh, it's okay. This kind of stuff happens all the time.
No, it does not. This does not happen all the time. It would be way, way less serious. Sure. I'll buy it. Jacob, you can get a reroll. Courtesy of Christy. She's unlocked your guys' first luck reroll.
Sniper.
I would suggest you use it.
Hey, Cervante, what's going on?
I don't know. What if I want a debilitating sickness?
If you do,
Karami is giving you advice since we won. He says to go low. Again.
if you do, I mean, the
Yeah, we'll
opportunity.
go one. We'll do the reroll and we'll do 1 through 30 again.
Okay.
I mean, you can't possibly do that
God.
twice.
You probably
1.
shouldn't have said that.
1. I literally.
Sniper.
Fucking going home. I never realized how loud you were until I heard you from my headset across the room, as clear as if you were in my ears.
Oh, we're talking about Red?
Yeah, I heard him laugh and it was like, oh my god, is he here? What the fuck?
You had a. You're calling. You know what? When this is done tonight, go out and buy a lottery ticket, okay?
Hey! I
Go
didn't
buy a lottery
hear
ticket.
Go
and
buy-
any number that you say.
I'm not
choose different
doing it
ones.
tonight.
Go buy 30 lottery tickets because your range is currently 1 in 30, and you keep fucking nailing it every time. All right. Okay.
The knife goes into his spine. The end.
So
Let's go ahead and see how bad Klaus fucked me up.
okay, give me a second. I didn't prepare this. You know, for obvious reasons. Because I didn't think anyone was that fucking unlucky.
See, that's more your players are. I am known for my critical failures, sir.
You are a professional.
Thank you.
Your father would be proud.
What a night to commemorate. This is going to be our last stream with the Nat, right?
This is our last what?
This is our last stream, at least for Wednesday stream with the Nat 1 emote, right? Doesn't it change?
Yep. Starting next month, the Nat 1 is gone.
So Sniper's just getting all the use that he can out of it one last time.
That's right. Remember, guys, that is the monthly emote. The monthly emote of this new month is technically the Bubbernaut. Yep. Are all these sessions saved? Yes. Some of them were missed because I didn't think this material would be interesting for everyone to watch. This is before the enormous craze of
people liking us.
Well, I wouldn't say that. People still don't like us.
They tolerate. Everyone tolerates.
No. Let's be fair. They love the shit out of you, Bub. They hate us.
And who can blame them, really?
All right, Sniper.
I mean...
I'm going to give you... Give me a 1d100.
Oh, God.
And you get to choose your own death.
You get to choose your own fate, yeah. But I'm going to call your 10% range.
Oof.
Okay.
This is somehow okay. All right. This could be really bad.
So basically, you're saying there's a 10% chance insta death. You're gonna call out what 10% range it is, and I get to roll it.
Yeah. Because your favor blows. All right. Forgive me for wanting to try to save you. This is me throwing out the fucking life raft. Okay.
Hey, I could say just any number with a 1 in it.
I'm going to say any number with an 8. An
11.
8. Give me anything that ends in 8.
Okay. That sounds fair. You said it ends with 8, right?
Yes. Dude, if it was 88, if it was fucking 88, it's like, no, don't go outside your door. Don't ever leave ever again, period.
How do you not have lung cancer already? You are just that unlucky.
Cervante, I feel like it's important to establish that this group is decently high in level. We've played for... Tonight makes 136 sessions. It's not so much hardcore. They're doing open surgery on a man's body at the moment. It's life or death. So, I'm going to say... Your character lives. Yes, your character lives.
Now, just to see if he lives with enough quality of life that I want to...
Give me another 100%, please.
All right. How much of a percentage are you calling on this one?
I'm not going to say. Just go ahead and roll it. It's going to determine. I've got numbers predetermined, so it's debilitating. All right. Okay. Now...
And...
Give me a D4. Okay.
3?
Sure. So this is what this looks like. Narratively, this is what's happening. As the three of you, Sunn, Ulhime, and Klaus, are doing this operation on Jakob. Klaus, you're following everything that you could, but for a moment, your thumb slipped off of the plunger. Nobody notices. You immediately go back. You think nothing of it. There is a slight burble in the hose, and once you run through, the fluids seem fine, and it looks as if he completely removes the small stem of what remains of the blade. It's about 8 inches in length up to this point, which is definitely not the only thing that was 8 inches that was removed from Sniper's body before. But in this case... I had to, forgive me.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that night, bud.
In this case, you see them remove this, and it looks like it's visibly still breaking down. Bits of it is just kind of falling away like debris. It's decaying, which is odd because most metals don't do that. In this case, he does seem to remove about 8 inches of this metallic, or what remains to be a metallic device. After plunging it over to the side, he begins to suture the wound of what remains, imbibing some potions down his throat. It looks like 2 of them, Ulhime, were used, immediately poured down his throat. Perception, please, from Ulhime and Klaus.
18.
So, Klaus, you're just kind of enamored, right? You're just watching. You're seeing what's happening at this moment. You're not really sure what to expect next. It's not often that you've seen someone do open surgery in this case. Ulhime, you can immediately see that some of the veins begin to swell on the surface of Jakob's left leg. It's down the side of his body that was stabbed. The vein swells much like he would be flexing or like he's dehydrated. And then you can see the vein burst. Begins to create a hematoma. It starts swelling over his leg and spreading. The skin turns purple. It's dark. This is very visible to you. Sunn is very focused on what's at hand at this moment. Do you say anything?
Yeah. I'll point to his leg. He has a rupture in his leg. And I'll point it out.
Sure. Immediately, he looks down the leg and he can see that the skin is a very different color. Remember, Jakob isn't just like a white or a black guy. He is like a half red guy.
Yeah.
So the skin alters. It starts turning this wild purple. It's almost black. And in this case, he begins to tug at the pants. He makes an incision on the pant, drawing down what seems to be remaining. And you can see that the thigh, all the way across, is swelling and becoming this rich purple. Jakob, give me a fortitude save.
Boy, if ever there was a time to restart.
What?
That wasn't just for me, right?
No, if ever there was a time to knock one out the park, i.e. roll a really good fort save.
Well, you know, that would have been about 3 rolls ago, actually.
Total of 30.
Jakob, you immediately awaken with adrenaline coursing through your body. Your heart is beating at a rate of apparently a reggae song, just like a Jamaican mix, just booming.
I got to move it.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but wow. Please tell me that was someone's cell phone.
Somebody have the Baja Man as the ringtone?
No
what the fuck
shit.
Was that?
Someone likes it hot, hot, hot.
Apparently it's red.
Well,
It's
well done.
always red.
Well
I
done.
opened up Twitter to retweet your thing, left it on there, and then went to close it. And it's a video of Obama dancing with that music playing in the background. And I don't know why. I didn't mean to click on it. I'm sorry.
Jakob,
They all say.
You immediately awaken. You can feel your heart
All the time,
beating out of your
not to wake up.
chest. Adrenaline surging. Sunn just finishes cutting a cable on your side. You realize that your top half has been mostly removed from your body. By that I mean clothes. Your clothes.
Thank God. I was about to say, hey, he didn't skin the guy.
Do you try to sit up?
But okay.
It's like one of those magic routines. You
No,
put you in a box.
I would
and
imagine
stretch
that
you.
I'm waking up in intense pain, correct?
Oh yeah, you feel like your body is
No,
trying
I'm
to
not gonna...
trying to cord up at this point. You can see, like glancing out of your periph, you can see that there are these devices, this apparatus that's stuck to your lower abdomen and probably lower chest for that matter, like these wild tendrils that seem to be hanging off of you, person. Klaus is to your right. Ulhime is above you. Sunn is to your left. And now someone's removing your pants.
Normal Saturday for you.
Pretty much. No. Up. If he's feeling intense pain, I think the first thing he would do is scream. You know, kind of lift his head and scream, and probably grab it. Well, given who all is standing around him, he'd probably grab Klaus.
I like how it keeps changing your voice. It's killing me. It's so hard to work around that.
I think he just turned into T-Pain.
Yeah, he did.
Turned on the auto-tune for a second.
Perfect. Certainly. You scream out, grabbing onto Klaus. Klaus, he's alive. He immediately sits straight up, screaming, holding on to you, or at least grabbing at you. What do you do?
Not really strong enough to knock him out, so I don't think punching him in the face is going to work too well.
I expect you to be like, shocking grasp.
I mean, yeah, I could, but I probably shouldn't.
Not wrong.
Fuck, this is difficult.
What would Klaus do?
Put his hand in the wound.
I'm gonna put my hands like on your clavicle up here and just push you as far back as I can and going, you're dreaming, you're dreaming, you're dreaming, you're dreaming, you're dreaming.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
That's what everyone wants when they come out of surgery. Go back to sleep, go back to sleep, go back to sleep, go back to sleep.
Oh God, don't sue, don't sue.
The morphine's not working!
You feel a pinch on your arm. You glance over, you see a new syringe. Sunn has injected something into you. Give me a fortitude save. Oh, God.
Fuck it. Why do you nat 20 now? Why now? You're a shit.
Because it's inconvenient.
You've got some fucking... I've got some fucking scripts running on this Roll20 page, I'm telling you.
I swear to God, RM Jesus likes seeing this particular character suffer. Well, I'm assuming that he just sedated Jacob, right?
He tried.
He tried to.
He fucking tried. Now you're screaming, but you're like, you got like the droopy eye going on. You probably got Forrest Whitaker face going on right now.
What are you doing?
So, I have an idea.
What was that face? Please,
Not a good one.
somebody clip that for his face. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Crit fails the don't die roll. Nat 20's the go to sleep roll.
There's poor Jacob. Just one side completely limp. Son, what are you doing to me? My leg hurts. Oh, make it stop.
I'm hoping that everyone at home is laughing as hard as we are right now. Because the silence in chat is foreboding as shit.
They're all just staring at us like, what the fuck are
They can't type.
Gosh, I'm fucking laughing so hard my legs are starting to hurt somehow.
Go to the fucking doctor. You've puked from laughing in the past 3 sessions. Now you're laughing so hard you're going numb. Go to the fucking doctor.
Just hope that it's a better doctor instead.
He's gonna freaking puke again. Except this time he can't even get up. He's got up all over the legs.
It's like my muscles are like they're flexing because I'm laughing and it's making me like fucking.
What, do you laugh and just go?
Yeah. That's why when you see me, I'm like this. My whole body fucking tightens up when I laugh.
When Red talks, it's like constantly rerunning in my mind. It's like kids say the damnedest things. It just flashes over to Red's face. It's like, when I laugh, my legs hurt.
Oh, shit. Dropped my headset twice tonight. Now you know it's a good night.
Well, at least we know this character is going out on a high note.
This is the high note.
Jacob, you're weaving it out of consciousness over and over again. And every time you wake up, it's somehow bloodier. You can't quite make much sense of it. Klaus, Ulhime.
Yeah.
Sunn says, "Oh God. Oh God, it's spreading. Oh God, it's spreading.
Oh, that's not a bad thing.
I'll have to amputate."
Quick, cast Mage Hand inside of him. Pull the poison out.
And of course, poor Jacob is just like, "What's spreading? Ampy what?"
I mean, if he has to save his life, why are we?
He like grabs onto Ulhime. "Don't take my penis."
No, my little fella.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let him work. If he has to save him, then yeah, he's gonna save him.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and alter the music a slight bit.
Should we put him
I'm the only guy who can get stabbed in the side and lose a leg.
It's the that Beatus knife.
Not the Beatus knife.
Yeah, just saying up front, he loses the leg, I'm rolling a new one. Because not a new character, not a new leg. That would
you're
that
rolling a new
would
leg.
be impressive, but
All right, I'm gonna roll a d20 for my leg.
Okay. All right. So for those of you that had to step away because you were just embarrassed at the state of the game, you were afraid that this is what eventually your tabletop game may look like as well, I suggest you staying under 136 sessions. Because it eventually
convoluted.
It could. It very well could become just that. That being said, a few hours will pass. Sunn has done all he can. He believes that everything is safe. That Jacob will have to discover a way to get around with his new life, foregoing what he's lost. Cort, you'll return. You find the others doing their best to relax, though there is a tension on the air that cannot quite be explained. Then you notice it. Jacob, a few hours will pass, the sedative through your system. Your body aches all over. You're not quite sure why, because it did just hurt in your stomach. Why does it hurt everywhere else? Except your left leg. You begin to wake up, your eyes flutter. You glance around the room. The others seem to be focused elsewhere, on new things. Klaus still glowers at the man. Ulhime watches though he's kind of got that, like, 1,000-yard stare going on. Sunn trying the best that he can to put this place back together. You notice that there's a blanket covering your lower half. You see that there's blood on the blanket. And you fear that they've taken your genitals.
Depending on where the blood is, yeah, that's probably going to be a valid concern.
Should be, oh God, my penis, no!
What do you do, Jakob?
Well, imagining that he's still woozy, he's going to kind of notice everyone and half sit up, gripping onto the table's edges. He'll see the blanket, and for a guy whose natural tone is red, he's going to pale down into a pink. Oh God. You
Jakob.
took them.
Jakob. What?
You took them both?
We had to take one, unfortunately.
Oh God, not the left one. I like that one.
I'm sorry, friend.
It was the first one to drop.
Your foot?
Wait, what? My foot's not way up there.
Jakob, you have been through a lot. I have been through a lot. And he just kind of like pulls the blanket.
And you see that your leg has been removed all the way up to the hip.
That's not good.
No, but the poison's gone from you.
Oh. But I wasn't stabbed in the leg.
There was a complication with your surgery.
But Ulhime, I wasn't stabbed in the leg.
I understand that, friend.
Why is my leg gone?
There was a rupture in one of your veins, and the leg became infected.
Oh God! And he's gonna lay back and put the heels of his palms into his eyes. Oh God! Oh God! You took my leg.
Sunn steps up. To be fair, I took your leg.
It was my call, Jakob. I didn't want you to die.
I've tried to figure out what exactly had happened with the leg, why it was bruising so intensely, and after some poking and prodding, all of the veins were bursting. All of them. Whatever this blade was made of, and he holds up this thin stump of a blade, and he kind of like gleans it back over to you. Whatever this was made of, it did make it into your blood, but it didn't make it far. And I took the leg. I made a call, a judgment call, that it was either your leg or your life.
And as Sunn is starting to explain it, it's not so much vocal as much as visible. But he's pulling his arms in tighter, and there's this quiet, racking sob pulling at his chest. A sob so deep and heavy as he's digesting this fact that he has lost his leg. He has become a cripple. this stranger, for no reason other than Helm thought it best to spill his blood, has just crippled him. And amidst this realization, there is going to be this low keen of loss. And just deep pain as he starts rolling onto his side, trying to curl up and do anything he can to hide his face. With his garments gone, he's just curling his arm over his head and just stop. Just stop. Go away. Leave me be. I can't do anymore. Go away. As he just hunches in on himself and continues to just silently cry.
Ulhime will, he's not going to say anything, but he'll stand in front of him, just kind of waiting. He'll just give a nod to Sunn.
Cort, Klaus, your reactions.
You can give Okay. Now that I have my voice back. Holy shit. Cort's still not back yet, though. But,
yes, you are. I did say that.
It's been several hours.
Yeah.
If you're not back yet, then somehow stone learned how to burn.
Yeah. That's really bad news for the bathhouse. If Cort would have been there to see him wake up, he'd be in the corner just quietly because he doesn't know any of these people still. If anything, he would feel like he doesn't have a right to say anything. Just kind of sitting there watching. He doesn't want to obviously drop, hey, by the way, your dad burned down an entire church and is back in town. Oh, see that you lost your leg there. Later. So he's at least holding the info for now.
Given the situation and given Jakob's wishes at the moment, I'll kind of roughly and hastily escort the assailant out of here, and sort of motion for everyone else to follow behind.
You notice that the Aasimar is looking down at this device, this instrument, this silver, almost compass-like device in his hand. After he gets outside, he kind of takes a moment, taps the thing on the other hand, like a small clap, then he focuses back, and then he just kind of starts turning to the left and to the right.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing?
This... My job is finished. I've cleansed. I purged the evil. But he lives. I don't know what to think of this. But this wouldn't lie. It was trained and designed specifically to follow this taint of evil. the malignance. And it points elsewhere in this town. It no longer focuses on your friend. So my task is completed.
And what now? Do you think you're just going to walk away?
I don't know. I don't know what's next. Because something I have noticed is that this continues to point.
That would be...
He shows you. So the closer that this blip is to the center, the closer I am to my target. And you notice that it's pretty much damn near on center, but the arrow is pointing just away from you. His bloodline still runs in this town.
Cort's gonna step forward. Yeah, I know something about that.
He drops it and he looks at you. And then he looks at it again. Sorry, my friend, you don't exactly fit the bill. You lack the bloodline. I am it.
Although, I was told his father's back in town.
What do you mean by his father?
He's gonna kind of put his hand on his head. So, you remember what happened to that old church lady?
Her name is Jenya.
You mean the woman? Yeah, yes, she was badly burned.
There was a reason I was gone for a few hours.
Assuming that you had to treat the fire? Is that not the case?
That was the case, but it wasn't a creature that started a fire or some kind of inconvenience. There was a man who stepped out of the church while it was still on flame. He had passed by me after obliterating multiple guards and said that he had smelled his son upon me. And he's going to kind of look in, like, towards the apothecary door. And he said to tell his son that he's in town. And he's going to look to Klaus. I don't really know the guy. I don't want to be the one to drop that news on him after all he's been through.
I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, I haven't exactly brought up the man's past with him, but
I think his name, the father had like an N or something. Naga. I heard that name before in my studies or something.
Whatever this thing was, he's powerful, correct? I mean,
immensely so. He turned guards to ash with just a flick of the wrist, so to speak. And he lit the entire church aflame. There was...
You can't remember his name at all? I mean, I need something to go on here.
Bub, out of character, what is the actual name again? I don't want to get it wrong.
Naphtatorin.
Naphtatorin. Yeah. It was the Torin? Naphtatorin, I think, is what he said it was. No one in the church made it out alive.
Naphtatorin.
The Aasimar looks to you immediately. Naphtatorin.
Spare us. We've encountered him before. This is troubling, to say the least.
Troubling? There's a demon general in your town, and it's troubling?
What's troubling is we didn't kill him the first time.
Oh, God, you lived.
lived is a strong way of putting it.
You didn't die.
Either you are insanely lucky he pitied you, or you're incredibly capable, of which I'm surprised that I'm still alive. I don't know which it is. But on this day, my life's immediately been spared, and suddenly, I'm not the largest threat in this town. In fact, I may be your only saving grace.
Saving grace? Really?
I mean, if he's
And
has
what do you
tools to
have-
help us hunt this.
Tools? Look,
I mean, look at what he did to that guy.
I don't know how much you know about demons and demon generals, but Jakob and Nabthatorn, that just because they're related doesn't related.
But isn't his whole thing about the bloodline? Wouldn't there be a correlation?
It's different. Nabthatorn is one of the most powerful demons to have ever lived. I mean, he's still talked about to this day. His name is... It's a thing to be feared, let alone his presence. I mean, Jakob is... He's only half. He may be powerful, but he's nowhere near on the same level.
I would say that he's hardly a fraction of Nabthatorn's power. I don't doubt his capability, but Nabthatorn is heralded as one of the end bringers. This land, as we know it, if Nabthatorn walks, especially in this town, forgive me, Stars and Stone, I'm surprised that we are not dead at this very moment.
I'm sure there's a reason for that.
Cort's gonna kind of run his fingers through his hair.
You act so curtly. Is this... You... Were you chasing him?
Me?
No, he's talking to Klaus.
Oh, okay.
We sought him out.
You went through the Demon Scar wastes, and you've never heard of our order. We practically walk the fields daily.
Killed a lot of them.
I really can't say that I've ever encountered one of you before.
You may permanently hold a grudge against me, but my order is deigned to protect the many against this threat. If Nabthatorn walks these lands, you're going to need all the help that you can get.
What exactly can you offer in terms of help?
I can call in the leader of my order. She's very capable. She makes my skills...
She's a little more than capable.
She makes me look like a child. A minnow in a pond. She's the real metaphorical big fish.
And if you call your friends here, will Jakob be safe?
We follow the evil. And the evil is depicted by this tool, holding it back up, created by her. I would believe that he would be safe.
I need more than that. I need your word. Even if that thing, that device, begins to point to him again, if somehow we manage to survive Nabthatorn and all that comes with him, I simply can't let you go without knowing that he'll not see any consequences for it.
Very well. You have my word. And my blood oath. I know that blood is a powerful thing. And I'm willing to part with some. That I will speak in his behalf if it comes to it.
Frankly, it's the least you could do.
So do we have an agreement?
I suppose we do. We'll need to discuss with everyone that we know. Things are going to get very dirty.
By the way, one of the other things that Mr. Demon Leader General guy said, he said everyone here's a sinner, and that I feel like that means you should be careful who you trust. Just as a heads up, he had told me to leave. So, I will see my way out. Good luck giving the information to him.
So you mean to just flee?
Flee? I mean, I'm not really running. I'm kind of walking. Might go to the tavern or something. Might get like a drink.
I don't know why I expect any better of anyone from this town.
I'm not from here. He's just gonna kind of like continue to shake his head.
I don't care where you're from. If you walk away now, you'll die an ignorant death. Is that what you want? To go down with your back turned, pretending like everything's fine up till the very end?
No, I plan to fight. But if you guys want me or not, that's up to you. Otherwise, I'm gonna go back to
We did say we would need all the help we can get. Frankly, you look like help right now.
He's just gonna kind of like turn away for a second and just kind of scratch his head. I'll turn back around and you'll see like a single tear kind of fall out. All right, let's go. And he's gonna kind of like perk up and.
What the hell just happened?
Now's not the time to question motives, I suppose. We'll have you, of course. We'll have you. I mean,
he nods. He reaches for his equipment. I'm assuming that one of you guys have had up to this point.
I probably would have held on to it, not trusting anyone else to not just give it back to him.
He'll draw the dagger, and he'll briefly step back into the apothecary to fetch a vial. When it comes back, he'll plainly cut the open palm on his hand and draw forth a half small vial of blood. There's power in it. You know it. I know it. And I'll speak on his behalf. It's going to take a week before they get here, though. They have to cross many lands. There may be a few of us in town already, but when they find out, my entire order will be here. We won't be quiet. There will be no sneaking around. Everything will be done in broad daylight. If you can verify that Nathatoran is here, in any facet, then I'll have them rain down on this town so fast.
I'll let you know when I know. I suppose I'll need to say hello again.
He'll draw from his bag a few stones, and he tells you they're stones of sending. You've used these before. He looks to you and says, I'm assuming that you understand how these work.
You'll be the first to know.
I'll be just outside of town. Forgive me, but as much as I would like to stay here in the comforts of an inn or a tavern, I don't feel safe knowing that there's a demon general walking around.
An assassin not feeling safe. That's one for the books.
I should speak leaps and bounds about the company that this town keeps. That being said, I won't be far. I'm sorry about your friend.
You're not, but
he's clearly very important to you.
That he is. They all are.
We'll be in touch soon. He'll grab his things, don his armor. It'll take him a few moments, and he'll be out on his way. So, he'll pass by. Klaus. Cort. What do you believe he'll be doing? Cort says that he wanted to get a drink. Klaus, he said he wanted to join you and your company, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you want a drink. On top of that, some of the local guards are dealing with the local threat of the Scarlet Harlot. Jakob is sobbing inside, even silently, about his lost limb. Ulhime is begging to lose a limb.
If we, like... Can we take his leg and switch it out for Ronald's arm? Is that... Can we just give him a leg for an arm? No? Medical practice hasn't jumped that far yet?
Nope.
Damn.
Not that would happen today. Leg? It's not one of those things. You just... God damn it, Austin.
We could cut off Ronald's leg and give it to Sniper.
I'm going to cut off your own hand and slap you with it at Bubfest. So, back inside. I'm going to give them a moment to determine what they want to do. Ulhime, you stayed with Jakob.
Mm-hmm.
When you glance out the door, Ulhime, you see that Klaus collects something from the man, the Aasimar. He takes a moment, donning his gear, and he freely walks away. You don't know what it means, but you do know that this person tried to take the life of your friend. An ally, even. And you know that Klaus is pretty upset about it. Jakob clearly wants some time to reflect, some time to mourn. Feels like his days are numbered. His time is coming to an end, at least as an adventurer. Sunn still remains cleaning up his workspace. He's placed the leg on top of the primary counter, moved some of the bloodier rags off to the side. He's drawn some water, and he's trying to wash the floors of whatever this black, like tarish ichor may be. He still hasn't determined what it's comprised of.
I mean, seeing Jakob in the state that he's in, I mean, Ulhime wouldn't be able to help it either. Like, he would also be teary-eyed seeing that his friend's gone through this much. Seeing that happen, Ulhime will put his hand on Jacob's shoulder. I have to go for now to make this right for both of us. I failed you, my friend. I failed you in a way that's not befitting of who I am as a person, what I represent in my faith, or what my family stands for.
Just go. Take your empty platitudes and go.
Ulhime will release his hand from Jakob, and he will look to Sunn.
Give me perception, Ulhime. Okay. Sunn's focused still on mopping.
Do you have a shield?
Shield?
That I might borrow.
For what for?
I haven't had a weapon in a while. Just need to know if you have one.
He'll move over to what remains of his bags from what he hasn't quite unpacked yet, and he'll give to you a sword. I didn't have a purpose for this, but
Stay a while and
I found it in Occipitous. It's yours. I would get many questions here from a blade from there.
Gives him a nod. I won't be able to cast, well, I can't channel my divinity with this arm. Is there no way you'd be willing to remove it?
Sleep on it. Come back tomorrow. We can talk about it.
I don't have that time.
I'm afraid you do have the time. More so than anything, as much as he doesn't want you here, he needs some support.
No, you don't understand. I literally do not have the time to wait. My time is running out. And he kind of like does this to his neck to show him the black veins. I'm assuming which have grown as well.
To a degree, they've lengthened.
I need as much power as I can get. And this arm is blocking me from accessing that.
I don't know what you want me to do. You just want me to cut off your arm and everything's going to be magically better? I feel like there's no forethought there.
I don't know.
You're just banking on it. I'm sorry, forgive me for not wanting to jump into this today, because we rolled the dice, we took a risk today, and look, he's without a leg. So forgive me for being a little upset. That's why I said sleep on it. Because I'm not going to do it today, and there's nothing that you can say or do or offer me to make me do this today. I'm done risking it. I'm sorry, Ulhime. I'll try again tomorrow. But now I can't.
Very well. He's going to begin walking, following the man outside the city.
Okay. Are you going to try to be sneaky about this? Sneaking's not exactly your forte.
Not necessarily, but I mean, I'm gonna see which gate he leaves from, because he said he's not gonna be far outside of it. So
Yeah,
I at least want to walk far enough to figure out which one he's leaving.
Sure, he's not going to hide it. It's very clear at this point that if he's exiting the town, he's leaving Eastgate. You'll see him, even if you're following, 30, 40 yards away, you'll see him exiting Eastgate. The guards don't exactly stop him. He doesn't look like a bad guy. He looks like a very blonde Jared Leto with golden eyes.
Yeah.
Doesn't exactly scream bad guy. And with his abilities, you're familiar that while he may not be a cleric, he's at least a paladin.
Yeah. He's got divinity of some kind.
Yep.
Seeing that, I'll make my way back to the church that we first went to.
Cords.
No, not Cords. The abandoned one.
The
one that was being renovated.
Yeah.
I'll make my way there.
Okay, all right. So you wanted to go to the temple of Ouijas. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sure. It doesn't take you very long. I mean, at this point, it's probably nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least it is dusk. You've got some little bit of light left in the town. This aura of malignance kind of hangs over the top of you. It's perspiring dread. You feel like your arm is going to overtake you and become something that you're not. You basically leak this darkness because of whatever is inhabiting your arm. The one place that most of your friends in this town have felt safe or welcomed was burned down and destroyed. You didn't catch the details about Naphtatorin, but you can't help but this place has gone to hell in a handbasket.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way to the Temple of Ouijas. Ulhime.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get there? What does this look like, narratively speaking? How do you handle this?
Taking the sword. I'm walking through the dark alleys because at this point it's like he knows he can't do much, but at this point, if there's any evil that was rumored to be around in the darkness, he's gonna start doing his due diligence and protecting. So like he's walking like the darkest corners, the most out of the way path to get there, because it's to him it's to a point where it's like he knows he's fucked up, and he's like, this protection is a full offense against like evil at this point.
Okay. All right, sounds good. It doesn't take you long before you arrive in the dusk of night. The smell of burning block cinder, it hangs heavily in Cauldron, which, unironically enough, is very fitting. City built in the caldera of a volcano. It smells of burning. You make your way to the temple when you find that there is a very precarious wagon that is seemingly unattended, though moving through the streets, going the same direction you are. It's about 40 or so feet ahead. You do not see a driver, which, for the size of the wagon, you would see at least the head of the driver over the top. You see nothing on the side. There are no markings. The steed have been blinded. They have blinders literally over their eyes. There are no visible markings or tabards across the top of them. For all intents and purposes, this is what would be the equivalent of an unmarked car.
In most cases, that would be like kind of shady, right? Like that's usually
for dusk.
Oh no,
in the events that are happening, everything that's unfolding up to this point, you would see it as a little eerie. Maybe not worthy of you going over and plunging a sword in and be like, for justice,
to kill the horses. No one gets away. But I'll make my way over.
Okay.
I'll definitely make my way over.
Sure. When you move over to the front of this, I'm assuming that you're just going to kind of pick up pace to at least move to the side. Sure enough, when you match pace with the horses, which is probably a light jog, there's no driver. There are no reins on the horses outside of their hold to the wagon.
There's some arcane pitlins.
From your understanding, it could be. Maybe the horses are local. They're trained.
Let's do detect magic. If I can still cast.
Sure. When you cast detect magic, you can see that the horses are fine. Nothing eerie about them.
Ho, 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 who's this?
Maybe in the situation it looks a little strange, but nothing too eerie about them. That being said, the wagon seems to emit some kind of overarching aura, something that seems to dwell just outside of its hold.
If I don't see anyone there, like other than what I'm looking at, there's no people, I'll approach the wagon and try to take a gander inside to see what's going on.
Yeah, no problem. When you move, do you run up to the front of this, or do you run to the back? What exactly does this look like?
I probably round the back, just so if there's any shady dealings going on, I'm not immediately getting caught out.
Sure. When you move up to the back of this, you actually don't see a gate. There's no gate. There's no locking mechanism. This wagon is sealed, like a coffin.
Okay.
You can see up ahead the temple is just within sight. The horses begin to slow pace.
Yeah, I'll keep up with them then. So, like, even, like, pushing on it or anything, nothing happens with the carriage? No holds? Okay. And there's a carriage approaching me, you said? Or it's approaching the temple itself?
It's approaching the temple.
Okay. I'll start heading towards the temple then, because shit's going down.
Okay. When you arrive at the temple, the torch that would hang from the outside the lantern at the door, it has been spit, it's dried, there is no light. You notice that the handle has immediately been replaced. The doors seem to be barred, however. There is no immediately opening them. It doesn't take long, maybe another 10-15 seconds, before the horses come to a stop just outside of the temple.
I'll keep my peepers fixed on whoever the hell might be coming out.
How long do you wait?
I'll give it like 15 minutes. If nothing happens in that time, then I will try making my way around the back of the church.
15 minutes pass.
All right, seeing that they're not coming out from what it's looking like, I'll start rounding the back, seeing if there's an additional entrance, because I'm assuming they're trying to get in there. Something's happening here.
When you move to the side of the building, you can see movement in the alley.
What am I looking at?
Figures draped in black robes, standing about your height, but easily twice your width. They move and drag their robes behind them. It hangs like a dress. Picture a wedding gown.
Yeah.
How the veil just drags behind them. In this case, these figures move and their robes hang back.
Like they're gliding.
Yeah. But there's a waddle in their step. There's a heavy fall. You can't see their faces. Give me a perception. Tell me what you get.
20?
That's pretty good. Granted your vision because of your race, you do pick up some detail. Their skin is less typical humanoid, now monstrous. They have long, razored black nails that hang from each of their robes. They sway the same way a lizard might walk. It's like they propel forward on their left, and then there's a heavy gait and slide on the right before they continue shrugging forward. Something very odd about the way that they step. There's 4 of them. They wait at the front of the alley. You hear a sharp whistle, and then they continue outward. You begin to look around to see if anybody else is seeing this, and there's no one on the streets as far as the eye can see. Nobody's looking out of buildings. Nobody's doing anything.
Yeah, this is way too sus. I'm gonna approach, because church is supposed to be closed, and yet they got dealings like this going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna approach.
Go ahead and go to push to talk.
Sorry, I am on push to talk. It's just the alarms continuously going off.
Okay.
Thought I was going crazy for a minute.
Nope.
I was like, is this where I start smelling burning light bulbs or toast? Oh no.
But yeah, I'll pick up pace and try to head them off before they disperse.
Sure. You want to move directly in front of them?
Yep.
Okay. The moment that they break the alley, you move to just in front of them, and they pause. What do you do?
What business do you have here roaming the streets at night?
There is no response. You hear this guttural throat, like almost a chortle, like a... It's like something that you might hear out of a very large reptile.
I'll ask again. What are you doing here? What business do you have here at this time of night?
Door closes behind you, Ulhime. A man appears. It's the same man that you've seen previously. His eyes tightly slanted, smiling ear to ear. He's wearing his red cap top, his red shouldered pads, with his black robes.
God damn it.
And his hair is in waves on either side. Is there something I can help you with, sir? Is there a reason that you question the parish?
Put a stool in front of him. You can't get near me.
What the fuck?
Put three baskets in a stool. I'm impenetrable. No, I'm
gonna go ahead and link his face in chat. That's
no
him.
problem.
That's him there.
Can I get a link as to the explanation about putting this?
He looks like a Skyrim.
That's how I prevent being attacked. I'll turn her over. If there's a curfew here in our city right now, what you're doing cannot be within. It can't be within the law. What are you doing?
You mean collecting a package for the church? And the same could be asked to you, sir. Is it normal for a one-armed Orcan slave to walk through the town with a blade? Last I checked, and I've been dutifully informed by the guard, that no, it's not allowed.
I mutter under my breath, only orc in appearance, and I am no slave.
Is it something that you wanted to say there? You can speak loudly here. Be candid.
I lock eyes with him. I'm in service of Helm.
So does that mean that you no longer have to abide by the curfew as well?
What are they? And he points back over to them.
They're part of the parish. If you have an issue, take it to the guard. File a claim.
No.
No? Excuse me, no.
Too much evil has been brought into this city. It ends here.
I don't actually know what... Are you threatening my life, sir? No one will miss an orc in this town.
Indeed. But as I've said before, I am no orc. And he'll put his blade forward. Reveal what you have in there.
No, sir, I think not. You have no authority here. You have no power. Hell, you barely have an arm and a leg to stand on. I recommend you pull yourself together, lad. I'm sure you've had better days. You seem distress. Has distraught fallen upon your life? Have you lost your way? I am familiar with Helm. A protector. I didn't know that he was so prepared to search out demise. Whom are you protecting? Certainly not yourself.
I'm protecting the city.
That is a hefty cause. Tremendously noble. It will get you killed. But not on this night. If you know what's best of you, you would seek out the appropriate authority and tell them what you have seen. That you saw parishioners exit a temple to collect a package, and then you threatened one of the leads of their church with a blade. Tell me how that pans out.
Ulhime will place his blade forward, and he'll start moving towards the cart to see what's inside.
Ulhime. Oh, buddy. Okay. I need something from you now.
What's up?
Give me a will save. DC
23?
is 24. You have a reroll. Would you like to reroll?
Sure.
What do you have here? You got a 12? Yeah, I think you can beat that.
25?
Very good. He casts Hold Person on you. You can feel him attempt to cast a spell on you. The divine power pours over your body. I recommend you stop. You're biting off more than you can chew.
As that happens, he'll push his arms out, or his arm out. My helm's might, you will not bind me! And he'll, like, kind of break the spell.
Yep. Very good.
Ulhime is gonna...
What is
Quick, suck him in the face with your left. Wait a minute.
Ulhime will charge him, and then he'll, as he runs forward, he'll turn the blade, and he'll, like, strike him with the blunt end of it.
Okay.
Like, he'll, like, turn it over and hit him with the, is it the pommel? Back part?
Yeah, it's the pommel.
Yes.
Yeah.
The bottom.
I actually don't know what weapon I'm using.
It's just the equivalent of a large longsword.
Okay.
Whoop his ass, Klaus. No, Ulhime. Do it.
Whoop his ass, Klaus.
Klauheim. Yeah, that's it.
Oh god, that's the new
That's
ship.
weird.
Huh?
I don't know why it says unarmed. Oh, I labeled it unarmed by mistake. So it's gonna be, first attack is a 23. The second attack is a 12. Both are 8 damage.
The first one is
Oh no,
going to hit.
I have to reroll the damage. Oh yeah, that's a D3 because I'm not using the actual weapon, so I guess it's considered an unarmed strike. So you said the first one doesn't hit?
The first one is going to hit. The second one is not.
Okay. So yeah, as he casts a spell, I'll lunge forward and go, and then as I guess he sees the second one coming, I'll bring it down forward again, and then just hold myself.
Sure. Yeah, you manage to strike him. It bloodies his nose. His face contorts and it changes, and he's looking at you. His eyes are open now, and you can see that his eye color is roughly the same color as his clothing. Black rims with a red central area. He tries to shield himself, and he looks to you, taking a step back, casts a new spell. A darkened aura pours from his hand. I need you to give me a fortitude save.
29.
Instantaneous. It's not going to be enough, sir. Give me a spellcraft. Let's see if you know what this is.
19.
19. You're familiar with it. It's necromancy. He hits you with withered limb. You cause one limb of the targets to shrivel and weaken. They take 2d6 points of damage. The points are permanently lost until the target's limb is restored by heal, limited wish, miracle, regenerate, or wish.
Can I block it with my already withering hand?
Take 2 points of damage. Immediately, you feel your arm begin to shrivel and weaken. It pulls up next to your body. You drop the blade, unable to pick it up. He continues to cover his face. He says, "Go home, boy. You're starting to piss me off."
Not when evil still runs amok in this city. I won't rest. And he's gonna go for a kick.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll the attack roll. $25.
That's gonna work.
Hold on, let me get the second attack.
Man.
26.
Yeah, you got it.
For first attack. Second attack.
So are these listed as all unarmed?
Yeah.
All right. Are you taking the penalty to using unarmed because you don't have improved unarmed?
Yeah, those are D3s. Those aren't D4 damages.
I know, but it still also applies to your attack bonus if you are trying to do lethal damage or not. Otherwise, you're just subdually hitting him. You're just like bluntly slapping him with your feet until he blacks out.
Then it would be -2 to the rolls on each one.
Okay, so the first two are going to succeed. The last two are not.
So it would be 24, 20...
Yep.
I'm sorry. 23, 24.
Go ahead and give me some damage. What's your damage on those?
That was 7 and 8 on those last two attacks.
Jesus.
Some hard fucking kicks.
Okay. All right, lad. You've done it.
See, if he's gonna lose like usage of both of his arms, we could definitely combine them to make one person.
Okay. What is your you need to make a will save.
$23.
Okay. Ulhime, I have to know how many hit points you have.
142.
Okay. Ulhime, he takes another step back, and he casts a spell. It's instantaneous. Spellcraft, please.
That's an 8.
Okay. You don't recognize this spell, but as he finishes it, your body begins to be charged with negative energy. You take 120 points of damage.
Holy. So 22.
This time, he reveals his face. This amalgamation of stretched lines, this visage of fury and anger. Ike says, "Go home. I'll leave you to bleed in these streets."
Like on his knees after taking that hit.
Make me not do it again. I will.
Ulhime will stand up and look at him. By Helm's might.
Helm is dead, boy. Your god is gone. All that stands before you is death. Do you believe that I am alone? My men here are waiting for me to say something, anything, before they rend you apart. Pick your sorry self up and walk your ass back to bed. I'm defending myself and my place of employment. You have no right to be here. You are unwelcomed. Lest you can pick yourself up still.
Ulhime will take one last hearty breath, and he's gonna go for like a drop kick on him. So like kick him against the cart, like. Whoa.
Give me a fortitude save. Also a will save. Why? Like you realize that you're kind of like throwing your life away. Yeah, you managed.
28.
You pick yourself up.
And you said a will save?
Yeah. This is not even that. It's just like a wisdom thing.
Oh, it's 15.
Okay. All right. This is what's happening, Ulhime. You found an electric fence, and for some reason, you keep peeing on it. Over and over and over again. In fact, it's weird. You keep getting closer to the electric fence. You're at the point where you're jamming your dick into it at this point. My friend, he just took 90% of your health away with the snap of his fingers. You're probably feeling vehemently disgusting, like you're less of an individual. Your desire to kick at this point, you're not protecting anything other than your pride. If there's anything that Ulhime has been this entire time, it's wise.
The real question comes down to, would Ulhime temporarily retreat and let a threat exist while he gets the tools to get the job done? Or would he knowingly throw his life away, knowing he is not going to finish the job and leave an evil afoot?
I'm asking for the sake of, does Ulhime live to fight another day, or does he just throw his life away for nothing right here? Because if you're given, Ike taken.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess, if nothing's happening, then yeah, sure. I guess why not? I guess he'll walk away.
You guess that doesn't fly with me. You have to make a decision, not as Xander, but as Ulhime.
His whole thing is like he's never backed down from finding evil before. So like,
what makes you think you found evil?
A bunch of hooded dudes
coming out of the building,
literally they were like skulking around at night, like and especially the visage that he just saw from them. Like, yeah, that's pretty bad. And you said it was Melissa Sora.
Your best friend was just shanked for looking like a demon.
All right, yeah, fine. Yeah, he'll walk away.
I'm questioning the motives.
He'll walk away. It's fine. He'll walk away.
Okay.
Seeing that I guess he can't win the fight, he will have no other choice.
I'm just curious because you haven't identified any evil yet. You just assumed.
True. But I guess if he can't fight it,
he's actually lawful good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, back in Poutsville with Jakob, the one-legged monstrosity. You feel a disturbance in the force. One of your amputee brethren is currently getting the beatdown of his life from a parishioner at a church.
We're just not having a really good day with religion.
You know, you're not.
But now, what's up?
What's up? I'm asking you. What's your story looking like right now?
Jakob is probably going to go back to sleep or pass out or just brood. You got to remember, he's just lost his leg. He is reformatting the entirety of his future as he has always been healthy, hale, and hearty. He's somebody who's always adventured, very adept, adroit. He's always taken to some degree or another, some pride in his mobility. And, you know, this is like...
He clipped his wing, Chief.
It's like taking the hands off a bard.
There are plenty of handless buskers in the world.
Ha! Joke's on you. Desmond could still use his pipe without his hands.
Yeah, he can go ahead and just toke on my pipe without his hands, too. But, all that having been said, yeah, he's not interested in being friendly, checking in on everybody. No, he's...
Hobbling.
Even deeper than losing the... On a more mental scale, you have to picture he attempted to do the right thing. He did his best to do the good thing. To follow Ulhime's example, to put himself last and others before. And this has been the cost.
All right.
He's been mocked, betrayed, accidentally wounded a child, which, you know, on his level, he carries some shame about. But, you know, had he been the way he was before Ulhime, he would have just shrugged it off and left town. You know, not his fault if somebody, you know, if there was an innocent bystander. You know, he's apparently got this cult out to kill him, and now he's lost his leg. At no behest of his own. He really has no idea as to how a stab in his side led to his leg being removed. But in all of this, he blames Helm. And he's having that moral dilemma, I suppose. So yeah, he's not, you know, I mean, he's not going to be talking with anybody. He's not going to be chumming it up and being like, oh, her, Molly.
All right, so I'll propose the situation. You are still inside of We Apothecary. Mm-hmm. Sunn has finished cleaning at least as much as he possibly can. Gathers himself, and he leans over the counter, looking over to you. Bundled up, minding mostly your own business, seeing you brooding. What's wrong with you? I don't see what's wrong with you. What's wrong? Are you upset that you lost a leg?
Yeah, Jacob's gonna kind of like just slow and peer over his shoulder. No, I'm nursing hurt feelings.
Oh.
You took my leg off.
Would you have preferred I take your head off?
I'm starting to wonder what kind of two-bit hack you might be.
You know, I would take offense to that, but you don't exactly have a leg to stand on. And now you're just starting to say things to hurt my feelings.
Har. And he's going to start rolling back up. I'll be gone in the morning.
You can stay as long as you like. I'm just putting this place together. It's going to take a couple of days still, I think. Changing out some of the fixtures. I'm not happy with it. It's too, vintage. I'm going to go with some modern amenities.
All right, son. What is it?
I just don't get it. I don't get why you're all of a sudden beating yourself up. You've been to literal hell and back. And Now you're gonna
Yes.
beat yourself up because you lost a leg?
Yes. I've been to hell and back. And I lost the leg because I actually went to hell and back.
Well, from everything that I was told, you lost a leg because you weren't paying attention. If you'd have just seen it coming, he probably wouldn't have stabbed you.
True. If I'd have seen it coming, he probably wouldn't have stabbed me. Then again, if I hadn't gone to hell, if I hadn't decided to go ahead and fight the good fight, if I hadn't come across a freaking spiteful god, there would be no reason for some stranger needlessly to come up and stab me in my, stab me in the side with apparently a poison blade.
What spiteful god? Helm?
Yes, Helm.
What makes God spiteful, or what makes Helm spiteful?
Recall, the blood spilled was done by his blade. All I did was show up to go ahead and do the right thing. But apparently me being present was enough.
Oh my goodness, you just keep bitching. Every time something bad happens to you, you bitch and bitch and bitch. I don't know if you've understood this or not, Jacob, but life is filled with really shitty things that happen to everyone. And you know the one person that gives a damn about you right now? He's not even in his body anymore. And you want to complain about a leg? He's literally imploded several times, exploding out as a different race, having to adapt every time. And you can't roll with the punches right now? How many times have you decapitated someone or something or removed its limb and then lived to just shrug it off? You can't just nut up. Just because you lost a leg doesn't mean you can't walk anymore. We live in a world with magic and deitic favor. All it's going to take is you sucking a little dick here or there, and you'll get a leg back. It may not necessarily be yours, but you'll get a leg back.
Yes, and I'm sure that in 2 or 3 days I'll feel quite fine. But as of right now, less than an hour, it's still feeling a little raw.
And you still to this point, have not even considered asking Ulhime how he's doing. Not once. He has literally died multiple times in front of my eyes. And you haven't asked him at one point how he's feeling. But you know what? While your bloody ass lay up here dying, the only thing he cared about was saving you, even at the cost of his own life. And you know, from everything that he said, it sort of seems like that's all he's ever done, is watched you, taken care of you, cleaned up your messes. Maybe it's time you pay it back a little. Stop being such a selfish baby. All I ever did was try to heal your ass over and over again. How many thanks did I get? None. Not that I need it, but damn, it would have been appreciative. So, pull yourself together. If you need a night, take a night. But tomorrow morning, buck up. Because your friend went out there to do something. I don't know, but he went off alone. And I'm imagining in this town walking alone with one arm and that sword. He literally took a sword from Occipitus. What kind of good do you think is going to come of that?
Not my problem.
Not your problem. Not what?
As of right now, no, it's not my problem.
You're a child. You're a selfish child. And I'm afraid, Jacob, that's probably all you'll ever be.
No, son. The problem is I'm a realist. I put my neck out. This is what it's gotten me. Oh, yes, sure. There's plenty in the world I can go ahead and do. The loss of a leg isn't really all that big a deal. The thing of it is, it's my leg. My life. And certainly, yes, I know, you're trying to go ahead and do the right, upstanding thing. I get that. I appreciate it. But now is not the time.
Well,
now,
in the morning,
if you don't mind, leave me the hell alone.
Well, in the morning when you wake up and you find out that Ulhime has died, and he's not coming back because his god glove is gone, which we both know is the case, I'm not going to feel bad. Because I'm going to go out right now and see if I can find him. Because I don't have many allegiances left to this group. Especially since I'm the one that willingly left. But, at least I know where my loyalties lie.
That's perfectly fine. You go do that. The Gimp is going to stay where he is. Good hunting.
He walks to the door, shakes his head, and he just pathetic. Shuts the door behind himself.
Can we segue back to my character real fast? If that's okay.
We can try.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'll probably give it about an hour, and then just kind of like thinking about it, just like hitting my head against the wall. I'm like, oh, what in the nine hells am I doing? Oh. And he'll start making his way back to the church. I don't know if they're still out there or not.
No. No,
okay.
The horses are gone. You can see that the men in robes are gone. Ike is gone.
He'll kind of like, I guess, since his hands aren't working now, he'll kind of tap his foot on the door. He'll go.
Give me perception, please.
$21.
You can hear some movement down the street. Some people that are still kind of taking advantage of the empty streets, and they're minding to their own business by utilizing the darkness to their favor.
Mm-hmm.
No response. You boot on the door. You still have one missing arm, one shriveled, weakened arm.
I'll try to walk around the back to see if he's, or anyone from the church is over there.
When you begin walking around the back, you turn to see the alley, and just to your left before you turn, you can see that Sunn is kind of walking through the middle of the street, clutching a lantern. He doesn't immediately see you, but you see him.
I'll whistle. And I'll just kind of like motion my head.
He'll kind of glance around, holding the lantern up, seeing that it's you, and make his way to you.
He's going to sit on the, I guess, the steps of the temple. He's going to wait it out.
He doesn't really see the extent of the damage that's been done to you.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to make it a point to be like, look what happened to my other hand.
But he's going to notice pretty much immediately as he's within 5 to 10 feet of you. You've literally got the quote-unquote my strong hand.
Yeah. As I'm sitting on the steps, I'm just kind of just looking at him like, hey.
What are you doing?
Trying to atone right now for something stupid, and I think that was just it. It was stupid. That was the best way to put it.
Can I be candid with you for a moment, Ulhime?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, not going to tell you not to be yourself.
I know that I've pretty much bit my tongue all the way through everything. I've had a man slunk through my body. I've had multiple of my own bombs explode upon me. I've had swords ran through me multiple times.
I want to
And
have basket.
I've always understood the threat of adventuring. But I've always known that out in the field, someone has always needed my help. I probably just saved the life of Jakob, your best friend.
And I didn't properly thank you for that.
I don't want your thanks. Ulhime, a part of me regrets saving him.
What?
He's the most ungrateful person that I've literally ever met. The only person that he thinks of is himself. You constantly throw yourself under the wagon for him over and over again. Ulhime, you've died multiple times. I know this isn't your body. I know it's not. Hell, most of these people in this town wouldn't know. But those who are familiar with you know. And despite knowing that you've walked out here, holding onto that Hellblade, with one arm, knowing that you have something growing inside of you, not like an infant, more like a demon, something or other.
Yeah.
Instead of tossing a single care of the world, he just basically said, fuck it. Is there ever a point when you start protecting the things that matter?
I do all the time. That's why I'm by his side.
When did Jakob start mattering to you?
When I first met him, it was a couple of years back. He was a different person then.
By different, you mean good?
He's always been a good person. He didn't know it yet.
He's got a damn funny way of showing it.
It takes time, and you gotta have patience with him.
I see the Stockholm has set in quite intensely.
Perhaps. But I think a bit of him rubbed off on me tonight. I did something stupid. Like, very stupid.
I see.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
I'm going to wait until the man I wronged comes back and apologize properly. It's powerful.
The people that remain in this town sort of seem that way. Hell, I'm probably biting off a little bit more than I can chew at this point. I should probably go to, like, Red Gorge, where at least their vendors are respected.
True, and who knows, the mine might be opening up again. Salt powder's been quite utilized lately.
Oh my god. Thank you so much, Heaven. That's super kind of you, my dude.
Wow. Ooh.
Oh.
20 subs. There were 20 people in here? That, like, weren't? Damn.
I mean, mayhaps.
That looks like it's short.
Wow.
Totality, thank you so much for coming out. Being giftable, my friend.
But if it means anything, I would ask a favor of you to not leave. This town is being enveloped in darkness. We can feel it, we can see it. Hell, we fought against it. But you're a light in a dark place, and people need that.
I'm not a light in an anything. I'm a salve in a sore spot. I'm a tincture in a wound. I'm at best used gauze at this point. My mood has been sullied, Ulhime. And I want to stay here to help the people of this town, but I don't think I can stay here and help Jakob anymore.
Give me some time, and I'll take care of him. But I know he's he's upset right now, but just give him some time, please. If not for him, for me. Please. Can I do a diplomacy roll on that? Oh, no, right.
It's fine. I'm going to go sleep. I've done all I can.
No problem. Can you take that sword back with you? It doesn't suit me quite well.
It's like laying in the middle of the street.
Yeah. And he'll kind of just rest his head on the door. I'm gonna wait here. I need to wait for the priest to come back. A bit of an atonement for my my stupidness.
Or at least he's nearing bed. I don't think he's here.
He might not be, but...
So you're just going to wait on the steps? You realize that the guard's going to get called on you.
Most likely. And he'll just kind of like cross his legs and he'll just sit there. You really are a light in the darkness. It's in your name. Value yourself a little more.
I'll do what I can. For now, I desperately need a drink. And a bed. Without spiders and exploding bulbous bodies and...
True enough, friend.
Okay. I'm going to pass the buck.
May helm protect you. And he'll just kind of nod.
I'm going to pass the buck over to Klaus and Cort.
If anything, he probably wouldn't be getting a drink. Well, where are we saying we're picking up from?
Before all of this. It was before all of this nonsense went down.
So at that point, after saying that, so what's his face? The Stabber McStabbyson, he left, right?
Stabber McStab, you mean the Aasimar?
Wasn't he like, you shall call on me when you need me, goodbye, friends, like that crap, right?
Yeah, he's already gone.
So it's just me, Klaus, and Thelsa, technically. Although Thelsa's
probably gone off to the tankard, or she's waiting on you guys to make your way to the tankard, that kind of thing.
So at that point, he would turn to Klaus after you had said that he's part of the group. So, is there a place where I'm supposed to put my stuff if I'm part of you guys?
Well, we own the bathhouse now.
Oh.
But in terms of our residence, we all currently stay at the tankard.
Oh. Well, that's nice. I've been there a few times.
It's comfortable. It's familiar.
He'd start walking, at least in a direction. Not sure if it's the right direction or not to the tavern.
Klaus, you can immediately tell that it's not the right way. He's
good. Good thing about a circular town.
Very
we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, very very quick to just charge forward without thinking things through.
I'm not gonna stop him.
Do you go your own path then?
I'm just gonna go the way we normally go to the tavern.
Okay. You'll arrive at the tavern, even in your slow speed, probably within 5 or so minutes. It doesn't take you very long, especially since there's no hindrances on the street. It's going to take Sunn...
Cort,
like maybe 20 or so minutes before he finally starts asking for directions. Realizing that he's done most of a few laps around the town. Eventually he'll get the idea of where it's located. Cort, you will find the company of the tankard seems to be rather thin this evening.
I can imagine.
Klaus,
fire.
Upon your arrival, you will immediately see that it is also thin. There are some new rumors that are circulating.
Some about Scarlet Hags.
You will quickly note that you're approached by the eldest son of Griffin. What do you keep in your room?
Generally my things. Why do you ask?
Oh god, I completely forgot how this was going to bite him in the ass.
Like, some men just have small halflings in their room.
I spoke with my father, and he said that well, first he blushed a lot, and then he he told me to tell you that you are supposed to keep familiars caged, and animals are not allowed in the room.
Familiars and I don't understand.
I think I was attacked earlier in your room.
Wow.
By what? Are you okay? I mean,
there was a small, mostly nude, blood-covered creature thing, woman thing. I don't know if I will sleep well ever again. There was something under your bed. there was something under your bed, Klaus, and well, it not only scared me, but it's there are some guards that won't come back.
just what in the hell attacked you?
I don't know. You see, like, he gets a little emotional.
I almost feel like that requires a bluff.
Well, he has no idea that it was Klaus.
Yeah, but Klaus knows it was Klaus.
Well, the thing is, like, he's not.
Oh my God! What could have possibly attacked you?
I have no.
Well,
idea.
see, here's the thing, right? Like, a bluff is only required
if he's
when
looking for it.
Someone is suspecting a lie to happen, and the eldest son.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to say that Klaus worth of shit.
He just wants him to atone for this.
He says they're. I'm pretty positive that it was a girl or a woman or a girl.
I don't really care what the gender of whatever this thing was. I just need to know what's been getting into my room when I'm not there.
I don't know how you wouldn't know. There were 8 of them. There was a fog over the whole tavern.
It's the underwear gnomes.
There was blood.
Have you been getting into the guard's secret stash? I mean,
I've not been getting in the guards anything. What have you been getting into? My father tells me that you're a respectable man.
I'm hardly ever here. You know this.
Well, then what do you keep here?
My things.
What thing is that? And why do you have so many of them? They're horrifying.
It's like Monster Hunter, you're capturing them.
Look, I'll be honest, I have no idea. but it's not going to happen again.
I'm just relaying the message
you're talking about
from my father. He said no animals in the room, and if familiars must be caged.
Considering I didn't put one there and I don't have a familiar, I mean, I'll do the same that I've always done, if that makes you happy.
It doesn't make me happy. I just told you I don't know if I'm going to be sleeping well anytime soon. But we've hired
some people who can assist with that if that's necessary.
We've hired a poacher. Someone, the local. I don't know. I need to go find that. I need a drink. Like he's saying that in his father's own bar. He's saying he needs a drink.
I almost want Cort to like walk in the door and be like, "Someone call for an exterminator."
Oh God!
I can feel like he'd be at the bar, like trying to like get the attention of the bar owner, and then he just realized like he's the one on the clock. He's like,
"Nope, not dealing with this shit today."
Cort, as you arrive at the tankard, it's nightfall. Dusk has come and gone at this point. People are moving about the streets with lanterns, guards, and the bold alike. The curfew is more of a guidance. It's not a hard, defined rule, especially as of late with so many people moving out of town. But you do notice something large moving down the center of the street. Chains prattle. The figure moves very slowly. Sunn, Cort, what would you like to do?
How would it be like and not do?
So basically, if I'm reading the situation right, I'm walking towards the tavern, and straight down the middle of the street is this giant, shadowy figure with chains dragging along. Right?
Never said it was a giant.
But not giant, but like big.
Not even really big.
No.
Looks just like
medium.
Could be a human, could be an elf, could be a half elf. About that height.
Trying to not show too much, like, you know, like when you see someone with like bright pink mohawk when you're like walking around in town, and you don't want to like turn your head and like stare at them, but you're like,
you mean double take?
Not really a double take, but like you're looking at them through like the side of your eye. You're like, that person's weird, dude.
Watching them through your peripheral vision.
Yes, sidelong glance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically that, while still walking to try to get to the tavern, kind of.
Yep.
And just kind of like.
All right. You got it.
I'm assuming nothing's gonna happen if I walk past it. Or.
Nope. You will note that there is a very odd symbol on the rear side of what this person or thing is dragging. It looks eerily like a large oaken door.
It's a door. It's the door, people. Yeah, well, I still don't have any information on him. For as far as I know, that's a casual city goer just being fucking weird as fuck.
You did hear them mumbling something, though you weren't close enough to hear. Over the prattle of the chains, it seems to just mask the clarity of the words.
Is there anyone else on the street besides Chain Lad?
There are, but they seem to be staying to porches, the sides, alleys. They're definitely leaving the streets when this.
Is it like one of those like one of those scenes straight out of a Western? And like they walk down, and as they walk, you see like as all the shutters close. Or is it just kind of like everyone's just kind of like
everyone's avoiding this individual? They're turning their glances another way. Their backs are to this individual.
probably a bad idea seeing all the assassinations that are going on in the city. Cort's gonna just kind of walk past him and into the bar.
Okay.
Seeing as nobody's like screaming, calling for the guards, then assuming this isn't something too extreme, so to speak.
Sure. When you enter inside, you see probably a younger man by the age of about 16 to 20, stepping away from a table where Klaus is sitting. He seems to be relaxing. Klaus seems as expressive as normal.
So jubilant and happy.
That's never a defining anything of Klaus ever. You ever seen that? Oh my God, what's his name? The puppet guy with Peanut.
Oh, Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham's old man puppet.
Walter.
That's basically Klaus. He constantly has that "I'm sick of life" look. The furrowed, yes, there you go. The furrowed brows, yep, that's fairly accurate.
He's got that Clint Eastwood 1 yard squint.
I'll argue at a chair for hours on end.
You see him.
People to get out of the tavern.
He seems a little roused. He seems to be very focused on this particular individual that walks away.
Cort would probably grab whoever it was. Does he at least look? I know who he is, but does he look like he at least works there, like a server kind of?
You have no idea.
But like he's not like wearing like an apron or anything like work related. He's just kind of wearing plain clothes.
He's wearing regular clothes. You notice that his shirt has some stains that would reflect that he works inside of this type of area in the hospitality front.
Cort would try to pull him aside before he gets too far away and say, "Oh, excuse me, I'm with the old man over there. Is there any way you could bring us some water or a glass of milk or something?"
No, and he walks away.
And he's just gonna kind of stand there and like look around, like what?
He seems incredibly flustered, like his hands are up over his head. No.
And then he's gonna walk over to Klaus. Does he work here? Did I stop a patron?
He works here.
Oh. And he's just gonna kind of sit down next to him. So,
I see you made it.
Yeah, I walked around in a circle. The city has a lot of circles in it.
Really, just one big one.
But like, I kept taking, like, I took a left and it got me onto like another circle. But it was like lower and I couldn't really find the bar. So I asked someone, but they just kind of told me it was on one of the circles. That didn't help. And he's just gonna kind of like quietly start mumbling.
You, where are you from?
Hold on, actually. I wrote it down.
What planet is this?
I'm from Mars? Question mark? I came from it was a little area called King's Keep. It was down to the south.
Well, I can't say I'm familiar, though. Really, most of my life has been spent in and around this area. You'll get used to it. It's sort of gets a little bit more understandable as you spend more time here.
Well, that's good. I had a friend from my travels who told me that I could get some money working here. Said that it's a town where someone's always needed for kind of work.
I would say that's fair.
Well, it seems like I did a pretty good job finding work. I don't know if slaying demon generals pays well though. Is there like
You'll find
is there a wanted poster?
there's no posters for the things we fight, but you'll find that you'll make more money than anyone else you know. This line of work, assuming you survive.
He's just gonna kind of scratch his head and just kind of look off. I guess that's nice.
Feel free to opt out at any time.
No, it's good. It'll help.
Build character or something like that, right?
Something like that. So was he really evil?
Jacob, I'm sorry. There's been so much talk of good and evil lately. I get a little mixed up.
The one who got stabbed. I haven't had a chance to speak to him, but everyone seems so adamant to protect him.
Yes, that's Jacob, and evil's not as black and white as you might think. It's not quite as easily laid out as some people like to believe. I'm sure you know well at this point that everyone does some things they regret, some things that they're very much not proud of.
He's just gonna kind of like put his head a little bit lower. Yeah, some people do.
I would venture to say that most do, and Jacob is no exception. I'm sure he has a past, and I'm sure there's good reason that I haven't heard most of it. But that being said, he's been a loyal companion to me. He always does what he sees as right, and really I can't fault him for that. Frankly, I think he does a pretty good job of it.
How do you think he's gonna fare? This line of work isn't usually too kind to people who seem to be lacking limbs, as they say.
We happen to have access to a few more resources than most.
Like other legs? And you're gonna kind of see like the childlike, wow.
Something like that. We'll see.
Well, that's good. And he's gonna kind of look around to see if it was not Jimothy, because Jimothy's in the coma, right?
It's Elliot.
Elliot. He's gonna kind of look around to see if Elliot's walking by to see if he can grab him and try to get a drink. Assuming Elliot's
at the bar, and he is taking glasses from patrons that have finished like their stein or their mug, and you see him like glance around quickly and then pull up a mug and take a drink of something, and he's just got this like bitter piss look as it puts it back down. He's coping the best way he possibly can.
Trying to drink.
He's gonna turn to Klaus. Do you know how old that boy is?
Older than he looks, I can tell you that much.
Should he be drinking?
He'll be all right. He's been raised in this bar, as I suppose I have. He'll be all right.
Oh, this bar must have been around for quite a while then.
You'll have to excuse me. I forget myself sometimes. Speaking of appearances, I'm not exactly who I seem to be.
After you say that, he's gonna pull out the wanted poster again, and he's gonna kind of fold it. I was like, what fucking word am I looking for? He's gonna unfold it and kind of like glance up at you. He goes, what?
Origami.
He's gonna make a little swan. He's gonna go.
God damn it.
Yeah, that. Those are all me.
And he's gonna kind of like go one at a time. This one.
Yep.
That one. And he's gonna like point to Lewis.
At one time, yeah.
And this small tubby one.
Tubby is generous, but yes.
Huh. He's gonna scratch his head. That's confusing.
You're telling me. I still don't quite fully understand it myself, but it's the hand I've been dealt, so...
As you're explaining these things, the door to the tankard will slowly couple open. A figure begins creeping in, slowly rocking himself, speaking. Familiar. He's saying something. Names? Places? You're not sure. He looks around the room. His eyes fall over you, Klaus. You recognize the man. The seer from Occipitus. He moves over to you, and he draws his hands up, and he's saying words. Words that you're not quite sure what they are just yet, and then they start to become a bit more clear. 5 words. Tercival Spellmason Skellering Ronlord Lidu. Tercival Spellmason Skellering Ronlord Lidu. Tercival Spellmason Skellering Ronlord Lidu. And then the door opens. And hell rises like a lava from the pits. And that's where I end tonight's session.
Yeah, that's not the least bit borderline creepy at all. Oh, but if I recall right, those were the 4 elder houses of Cauldron, and of course, Spellmason.
Yes, actually, yes. That's keen. I didn't expect you to get all of those right away, but yes. Tercival, Spellmason, Skellering, Hronlert, and Lidu.
Look, you have listed them all off.
Yeah,
I do pay somewhat attention.
It's the ones who were at the meeting with the Elspark.
Some of them.
At least
only Klaus was there.
Yeah.
Tercival, Ronlert, Spellmason. What were the other 2?
Skellering and Lidu.
Or those are the 4 founding families.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That too. Less important.
But that is where I leave off tonight's information. It's been a heck of a stream. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it went pretty well. It started pretty quiet, admittedly. Not sure why, but we'll figure it out. What's up, Grant Kirkland? How you doing, man?
This isn't the shackled door person you were thinking of, are you? This is what I thought of.
No.
That, but spooky with chains.
No. No.
He steals your most precious things and won't give them back.
I'm sorry, man. I try to write stories. I don't try to watch this garbage. I'm sorry if this is like your favorite thing ever, but I don't even know what I'm looking at. What the fuck am I looking at right now?
It's something from an adventure. It's something from Adventure Time. Basically, it's a meme.
No, he takes your stuff, and then he jumps into another world. And then he just takes your shit. He's an asshole.
That's the jerk guy?
Yeah. Well, that and the Magic Man. The Magic Man's also a jerk. The Magic Man just tries to teach you a lesson that you shouldn't be nice to people.
Oh boy. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm glad you enjoy it. That's neat. Looks like a 6th grader drew it. Yep. Yes, sir. You're not wrong.
Now, when I'm hearing about these door monks, I'm picturing people in brown linen robes, rough homespuns, cloth-wrapped feet shuffling through with chains wrapped around their chests and waists, holding these massive oak doors to their backs, the bottoms of which are scraped thin and just running across the cobbles.
Yes.
Excess chain links.
That's probably
jangling.
like
I was thinking of the monsters from Darksiders 3, except they don't have the giant like cauldron on them. It's just like a giant door that they're swinging around.
Beyond the fact that when I hear the word Doorlord, I think of that. The other impression I had was essentially one of the what's it called? The pygmies from Dark Souls, but carrying a giant door and crawling around with it. The whichever ones inherited the Dark Soul.
Oh yeah.
Not the pygmies, but the frail skeletons.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I thought it was the ones from that same area, but they're like the red cloaked dudes. So they chuck that cauldron at you when you're at a distance.
Tonight, we hit
700?
700 subscribers.
Woo!
That's nuts. I know that we're going to get a big fall off in the next couple of weeks, but that puts us 142 sub points away from our next sub point goal. 900 is the goal. We're at 758 sub points of 900. That's a lot. That is a lot, but I think we can still make it. It's going to take a lot of work in the next 2 weeks, but if there was ever a crew to do it, well, I think it's you guys. I think we can all reach that goal. Tonight, we're going to go ahead and we're going to call out to... never mind. They're done. They're ending right now. It can be done. Yeah. No, we're not going to go over there. I'm not going to raid those guys. Looks like we are going to fire some love over to...
Stay a while and listen.
Lily Vanilli. Whopper Styler. Thank you so much, man, for the follow. I'm glad you got subbed tonight. Everybody that got subbed, thank you so much. Heaven's Wrath for subbing some folks up. Let's go ahead and go over to Lily Vanilli. Lily is currently doing art. Yeah, it looks like she's doing creative streams, and she's drawing whatever her mascot is. I have no idea what it is. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's go over there. So, thank you guys so much. Follow the Patreon. Check out the YouTube. Remember, guys, we're trying to reach our goal on Patreon. If we can hit that first goal of 1,200, which we're pretty damn close for the record, then we will reach... We'll reach our first 12-hour stream that we give every month. And for every 200 after that, it'll be 12 more hours. So, and one possible week, we can have up to 60 hours of gaming. Group gaming, individual gaming, movie time, all the jazz. Anything that we can think of and do, it'll be just that. So, let's go over and raid Lily Vanilli. I'll catch you cats over there. Show some love and support. Seriously, like don't just back out. Hop on over there and hit her with the bubble of bomb. After you do it, then y'all can leave. That would mean a lot to me. All right, lads, ladies, I'll catch you tomorrow. We're supposed to be doing some carrying crown. I'm gonna find out tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow. Be safe. I'm out of here. Messiah. And stream is down.